Hey everyone, woohoo, we're live. So we're going to cover 3 fast and easy ways to relieve anxiety and stress. But first I'd like to touch briefly on one of the last videos we did, which was on how we perceive our anxiety and stress. It directly relates to how it impacts us, either in a harmful way or in a healthy way. The examples I mentioned was for acute anxiety type situations, like giving public speech, or any other type of phobia. So what I wanted to point out is that principle definitely, what's up Scott, also applies to everyday chronic anxiety and stress. With that in mind, remember that half the battle is just acknowledging our anxiety and stress. Then we could deal with it in hopefully a manageable way. So these 3 ways are also helpful with the acute or chronic anxiety and stress. These 3 fast, simple ways actually will work automatically, meaning no long mindset practice, meditation practice, or anything like that needed to be done at all. These 3 ways will automatically start to balance out our nervous system, as in lowering our sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, or start to induce parasympathetic nervous, the relaxing and healing branch of our nervous system. First of the 3 ways, which should be easiest, but for some reason, a few people find it challenging. One of the first is to get enough sleep. Yes, got to get enough sleep, and not just the quantity, but also the quality. We're not going to go over the 7 steps of quality like we have in previous videos. All we need to do here is just make a note of how we feel as soon as we wake up tomorrow. That's the most crucial step and the game changer. That's it. Just make a note of how we feel as soon as our eyes open. And we're going to score from 0 to 10. 0 being we didn't hear the alarm, or did and hit the snooze button a bunch of times. So that would be a big fat 0. Or we could score all the way up to a 10, which would mean waking up with a smile on our face and wondering what great opportunities are waiting for us today. I know it sounds corny, but I must say, since I started this practice, it has happened to me. It is suggested that we do this at least 3 days in a row to get some kind of baseline. I would like to suggest right now, if you did make a mental note to do this, you can also write it down and tell at least one other person, which would help guarantee we'll follow through. Okay, so the second way we can automatically connect and start helping our nervous system is through breathing. And again, not days or months of practice going on here, but as simple and fast acting as just taking 3 deep breaths will directly affect our nervous system and start directing it up towards balancing up. Yes, all we need to do is take 3 deep breaths. Again, seems so simple, too simple to have an effect, but I assure you it does, and it's scientifically proven. And if you can, check in once or twice with your body to notice what kind of anxiety is going on, and then take the 3 deep breaths. You'll also start to notice how, at other times, how really shallow our breathing can be, especially when we've been sitting for too long. And the third proven and guaranteed way to help lower anxiety and stress is movement. So as little as 15 minutes of movement can drastically lower our anxiety and stress. The most beneficial way is if we could move in such a way that it would raise our heart rate. That's best. Anything like even dancing or a fast walk, if done in nature, that would be optimal. But if getting outside is not doable when it's needed, even a slow pacing back and forth inside for 15 minutes. Back up, Tonka. Back up. That way. Back up, Tonka. Go. Thank you. Almost knocked over my tripod. Okay, in fact, research shows if all we do is 15 minutes a week, you would see an improvement. Okay guys, there you go, 3 quick, easy ways to start managing our anxiety and stress. The side note would be that this also works with procrastination, just with a few little tweaks. So I will follow up on a video on that. Definitely helpful also. Now I would like to challenge you to pick one of these three. One that may or may not have made maybe a little curious, or one that seems doable. Anything that seems doable. If you can follow through right now and make a mental note. This way, wise guy. Just make a mental note, and also writing it down is definitely helpful, and telling somebody else will help make it possible to follow through and take action. Okay, let's wrap this up. Wrap this up by saying whatever we're doing today on a regular basis is most likely what we'll be doing a year from now. Which means unless we create a shift in our daily tiny habits, you know me, all about tiny habits, we will get stuck, or can easily create change by just implementing some small tweaks, or without even needing a bunch of motivation, willpower, or self-discipline, right? We can affect our outcome. And that's where I'll place my bets. Okay, as usual, any questions, comments are most welcome. And that's it. Wishing all you guys the best, and peace out, everybody. Have a good night.